Okay, let's continue. So the so-called the balance, this 1 over, I guess, kappa, um, is approximated by this equation. Of course, we don't go into the detail. There are mm, several familiar parameters, and in which this I first is so-called ionic strength for the solution, and the parameters Na, this guy, is Avogadro number. Okay, this one is electron charge, which is this one, electron charge, which we have the number 1.6 times 10 to the minus 19 coulomb. And the K is Boltzmann constant, we have it. And epsilon 0 is the vacuum permittivity of this number. And epsilon R is the relative permittivity compared with different medium compared with vacuum. And T, temperature here in Kelvin. And I is what we calculate as so-called ionic strength for the solution, and it's given in this Zj square times Mj. And Zj is the valence or the charge, net charge for the J's ion in the solution, and Mj is the molar concentration for the solution. Kind of like we have suspension, but at the same time there will be ions dissolved in the suspension, like H proton hydroxy group or some other electrolytes that we added in there. Okay, so typically from this equation, you are going to see the higher the ionic strength, higher I. If based on this equation, the I term increase, what happens to this 1 over kappa, the balance? I increase, it's just everything else constant, then I have 1 over kappa, the balance is 1 over kappa. This whole thing, if I increase, will decrease, okay? What it means is your kind of double layer got squeezed and you have more electrolyte in your solution or suspension in this case, and or the potential drop becomes steeper. Remember, 1 over kappa is the distance that the surface potential drops to 1 over E of it. So if this distance gets shorter and shorter, it means the potential drops quicker. So I'm going to show kind of like a calculated phi over phi 0. Phi is the potential within the double layer. Phi 0 is the potential right at the particle surface, the highest value. Okay, and horizontal axis would be distance, nanometer. So what we see is, for let's say your solution is 1-to-1 electrolyte, like you add sodium chloride into it, which has concentration way higher than the proton and the hydroxy group, which means ionic strength would pretty much determined by the electrolyte that you are adding in. And if we are talking about 1-to-1 electrolyte, you would see that with what? Increase in concentration, which is increase in this Mj, I would have a dramatic increase proportional in so-called ionic strength. And because my ionic strength goes higher, you see how fast, how deep these things drop. As the ionic strengths get higher, the solution gets more concentrated. Now it's a very little distance. It will drop to 1 over E. Make sense? All the balance gets what? Squeezed. Okay, the double layer got squeezed. That's kind of one way to see it. The other one is, okay, we are talking about the same what? Electrolyte concentration, 0.001 molar, right? 0.001 molar. But then we are having electrolyte with different kind of like I would say ratio, but the cation like anion. This one 1-to-1 could be chloride, sodium chloride, sodium fluoride, something like that. This 2-to-2 could be something like a calcium sulfate, something like this. Make sense? The 2 means the cation has valence 2. The other 2 means the anion has valence 2. And as a result, this one compared with that one has higher ionic strength, even though both of them have the same total electrolyte concentration, but because each of the cation is higher charged, it has overall has higher ionic strength I, and as a result, we also have kind of more squeezed double layer or shorter the valence. And of course, a 3 could be something like aluminum phosphate, something like that. I don't know whether it dissolves very well, but something like that. 3 valence, aluminum, something like gallium or chromium. The other 3 could be a phosphate group or something similar. And you see it got squeezed narrower and narrower. This is just a understanding of, okay, how would the surface potential drop as we change electrolyte concentration or change electrolyte type. Okay. And then we said, okay, that we are talking about within suspension, there will be particles, and when particles come together, they would have certain what? Separation or distance between them. And between them, if when they are getting closer enough, they would have so-called, as we draw here, dashed curves are for the original kind of like potential. Make sense? Original potential. And when they are getting close to each other, the potential starts to what? Overlap with each other, and as a result, the potential gets higher in between. And how high depends on the surface charge state as well as the distance. So if we have smaller concentration, this guy versus when they are very, very close, the potential become higher because they overlap more. And of course, when you get too high, they really start to hit each other and repel or reach kind of semi-equilibrium state. Make sense? And of course, there are different analytical methods that people can solve these equations, potential decay. And we are not going into the detail, but of course, if it's a planar surface which certain gap from a small particle, we can get the potential energy by this equation. Okay. Or if we are dealing with two spherical particles with small surface potential, if we have large the balance. When we say large the balance, we are saying 1 over kappa is greater than 0.2 of radius. The kappa, the surface kind of the essentially a rough measure of your double layer thickness compared with the particle radius. If it's larger than 0.2, that's certain method to calculate. Of course, if the other way, if it's the double layer is relatively small, it's smaller than 1/10 of it, there are different approximation to this calculation. Of course, we are not going into any detail here. There's no reason for it. We are just dealing with, okay, understand. Does this double layer establish surface potential? And when the surface potential, when the particle gets too close to each other, they start to overlap, which means the energy gets higher and higher, which means at a certain time it cannot get too high, because otherwise it will not be stable. The surface energy become too high, become unstable, which means you cannot make them any closer. That's the essence. Okay, we are now going into